So here we have a brand new release by the brand Testament London. I've done a review of a number of their fragrances in the past. Here we have one called Pulse. If you are a fan of smoke, oud, rose, saffron, vanilla, amber, you have to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you all about this brand new fragrance from the brand Testament London, it's called Pulse. I'm going to talk to you about the notes, the smell, the performance, longevity comparisons, all that good stuff. But before I dive into the review, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content and if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and also please give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So here we have a fragrance called Pulse. Rose, patchouli, oud, incense, smoke, saffron, amber. You kind of get the gist of the direction that this one is going to go in, and the perfumer for this is Chris Maurice. Of course, I've personally worked with him on a handful of my own compositions, one of them being Xenial by Navitus Parfum. You can still pick this one up, by the way, but he's also done tons of fragrances for the brand Xerjoff. Such an incredibly talented perfumer based out of Barcelona, Spain. Well, here we have a really magnetic, really mysterious and exotic fragrance. I'm going to talk to you all about it in just a second. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get that oud rose combination. And you know that this is a combination that goes way back. A lot of companies have put out their version or interpretation of an oud rose fragrance, but to call this an oud rose perfume would not be doing it any sort of justice. This fragrance has so many other elements happening in here, including the vanilla and the amber, none of which are too sweet. It does give it this rich base, but it's not overly resinous or balsamic. You know, there are a lot of perfumes where they contain such a strong amber that they come across very viscous, very sticky, very syrupy. That's not the case here. The rose is actually really bright and really airy, and you definitely get the presence of the rose, which I think is a really beautiful and magnetic element in this perfume. But of course, you're also going to get the spices. I got the spices right away, specifically the saffron. Aside from the saffron, you also have the incense and smoked notes in the opening. And I have to be honest with you, this is not an overly smoky composition, but there is this air of mystery about it. I'm just not quite certain where it's coming from. Could even be the oud, could be the saffron, could be the rose joining forces with a lot of those other darker notes, kind of putting it in that exotic, mysterious category. But all I can say is this one is wonderful. And I like the fact that the amber doesn't make it too heavy. The smoke notes don't make it too heavy. So even if you want to wear this one on a cool summer evening, go right ahead. I really do appreciate the versatility of this one. Also providing you with something that has weight and sustenance without being too heavy or too dark. I think they're walking along that line or that threshold very delicately, and they did a fantastic job with this one. And of course, anything by Chris Maurice is going to be amazing, not just in the performance department, because you know his company knows how to create some really long-lasting fragrances, but this one is top-notch as far as the composition, the craftsmanship, and the quality of the raw materials is concerned as well. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, like I said, there are a lot of other perfumes on the market that have oud, rose, so on and so forth, but this one stands out. Longevity on it is 8 to 9 hours. Projection, it radiated at about an arm's length for the first hour. Elbow's length send right around hour 7. In terms of the versatility, perfectly unisex. You can dress this one up or down. I would prefer to wear it dressed up, and I think this one would work a little bit better in the colder weather, but like I said, you can wear it on a cool summer evening, and I think this one will appeal to anybody of any age. I just think it might work a little bit better for a demographic that is a bit more familiarized with niche perfumes. As far as the presentation is concerned, I love this accent here right below the cap that has the engraving here on this metallic plaque, and cap clicks into place very securely. Everything about the presentation is really, really beautiful. My final verdict on this fragrance is it's smooth, it's mysterious, it's elegant, it's classy, it's long lasting. Please try this fragrance out if you have the opportunity to do so. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me. That was my review of Pulse by Testament London. If you own or have tried any fragrance from this brand, let me know what your experience is. Please drop your comment down below. And once again, if you took anything of value from today's review and if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.